Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing on this Thursday? It's raining, it's dark. What's new, right? I was going to try and go out for a walk today, but because it is so wet and because I planned to go for a very long walk as part of my cardio, I'm just going to have to nix it for another day. But on that subject, I have started finally my fitness regime. So I was doing a 5-minute workout for beginners with a guy called Sean T. If you've heard of the Insanity workout, he's the guy that created that. And I've seen the Insanity workout. It looks like it's really, really intense, like it really works well. But I need to be careful with my knees. It's just like too much impact on the knees. But this is like for beginners. So as I haven't exercised regularly for such a long time, this works really, really, really well. You really definitely get a sense of you're working your body, and it works different areas. Like there's the overall cardio, then it does like arms, legs, glutes, etc., etc. And they're in short 5 to 10 minute videos, so it's definitely something that's achievable. You can definitely do it. So I'm quite pleased with myself, actually. Yes, I was huffing and puffing, and yes, I felt the burn and the strain and everything, as he said that we would feel. But I'm glad I've found something that I can actually do. I can do at home. That just need to like walk into the living room and do it. So I'm really looking forward to starting doing that on a daily basis. I might try and, well, no, I will definitely do it every morning. I was going to say I might try and do it twice a day, but I think just to get myself started, to do it every morning minimum. And then as I start getting my cardio up, as I start like really rebuilding my physicality, go it up a notch and maybe like take his next one. But I felt really good, actually. This is the first time after I've done exercise I've actually felt good. Normally I feel like I've been hit by a truck. Like, what the heck has just happened? It's just felt too much for me. I have not felt good. I've been trying, struggling to breathe and all kinds. So, but with that one, I didn't feel that. So I'm glad I found what works for me. So this is good. What else? Yes, class on Tuesday went well. We've started learning another scene. So there's 2 scenes that we have to be totally off book for, which you pretty much are. And I just got to work with the space that we have. Because like you're doing it on screen, and sometimes the scenes require you to move around or to pretend you've gone out somewhere and so on and so forth. So we're like playing around with how to use the different spaces or the spaces that we have to make it realistic. So that's quite good. I'm enjoying it, actually. With this guy, I'm really enjoying what he's doing. We have a new teacher today. She was the woman who, you remember me talking about the lady that was making us do this insane exercise, like for almost like half of the lesson, and I was sweating buckets. She's the one who's going to be teaching us today, but it's going to be radio plays, I believe it is. So I'm quite curious to see how it is she's going to do that. We have to have learnt our lines for today. I went through rehearsal with my partner yesterday. So after this, I'm going to give myself a couple of hours just to familiarise myself with it, just to make sure I've got it in my mind. Because it's quite short anyway, so it won't take a long time to remember. Okay, so just want to come on here and give a bit of motivation, yeah? Especially to people who have just turned 40 or who are in their 40s. And what's prompted this particular video is there's a lady I used to know, and I knew her when she was a teenager. And she's just recently turned 40, maybe like a couple of weeks ago. And on her Instagram post, she was expressing fear about the fact that she's 40. 40 is such a milestone age. It really, really is for so many, many people. 30 you can handle, 20 but 40, it's like, whoa, this is serious now. I'm really getting up in years, And the main reason that people feel like that is because they feel a sense of fear and trepidation. They haven't necessarily spent their lives as well as they intended to. A lot of people write bucket lists, yeah? But when they write this bucket list, they're typically in their 20s, say. And so they're thinking they've got all of this time to accomplish it. Yeah, I'm going to travel the world one day. I'm going to go, I don't know, kayaking in some far-flung place down the Amazon, or I'm going to go and climb Mount Kilimanjaro or something like that. All these big, grand plans. But then 10 years go by, 20 years go by. And when they look at what they said they wanted to do, they haven't even done a third of it. They haven't done a third of it. And so now they're thinking, oh my gosh, I've only got X amount of time now to get all these things accomplished. And so that's where a lot of the panic and trepidation comes from. But I want to really speak to people who are in their 40s to try and encourage you that being 40, being late 40s, early 50s, and on does not have to be something that scares you. It does not have to be a scary thing. The way to combat any fears that you have, I believe, is my own personal opinion, is if you live your life purposefully, if you live your life with intention. Okay, so I've been at the bedsides of two people who were dying in my lifetime, two people, and they both expressed fear and concern that they hadn't done what they're supposed to have done with their life. Now that they were aware that time was running out, they were suddenly looking back and realizing that there's so much more that they could have done but they didn't do. The reason why both of them didn't actually pursue it was because they were fearful. One in particular is like the things that he feared in the face of death now just seems so achievable that he thought, why was I afraid? I can do this now, I can do this now. But unfortunately, it was too late. And that person was my father. It was too late. Another lady's a friend of mine, and like she'd had illnesses her entire life. She had I believe, was it sickle? Yeah, sickle cell. And she was doing things, you know, she wasn't a slouch. She was about her life. She was making strides, you know, with as much as her body allowed her to with her condition, but she expressed concern and remorse at the things that she hadn't stepped forward and done because of fear, yeah, or because she felt because of her condition she couldn't do it. So that made me think when I looked at what this young lady said, when I thought back to those two scenarios, and I thought about the other videos that I looked at just very briefly from people who are in their 40s, late 40s, expressing concern that they hadn't lived the life they wanted, or they felt that time was running out. This is a video that hopefully allays some of those fears and to encourage you that it's not the end yet. You know, don't live under a cloud of gloom and doom, right? You're still alive, you know, so live your life. So in order to help you with that, I've got this question. I want to read it because I want to read it exactly as I mean it, yeah? If you're told you only had 6 months to live, what are the top 5 things that you would regret not achieving that's still achievable now? Okay, gonna read it one more time. If you were told you only had 6 months to live, what are the top 5 things that you would regret not achieving that are still achievable now? And I place emphasis on the still achievable now because there are certain things that people wanted to do 20 or 30 years ago that they now can no longer do because those were age specific. So if you wanted to be a top flight tennis player and you're 50, the reality is that's not going to happen. Unless, like, I don't know, you play, and I don't know if there's a league for people in their 50s and onwards. I don't know if there is. Maybe there is. I don't know. But you're not going to be competing with the likes of Serena Williams and the Kiki Burtons and other people on the court now. That's not going to happen because you're a senior. So that would be a completely different thing. And even to be a senior, you have to have been playing for years and years and years to be able to get on all those tours anyway. So the reality is there are certain dreams that you're going to have to let go of because the time has passed. Because you're of an age now, you can no longer do those things. And certainly not the level that you wanted to do them. And you're going to have to kind of find a way to make peace with that. If it's past, it's past. And there isn't anything you can do about that. But if you look at your list again and like you think about your life again, there are still some things, actually probably still quite a lot of things that you can still do if you started to do them now. And doing things like this, making a list of the top 5 things that you would regret not achieving, if they're still achievable, is that it enables you to live your life with focus and purpose. We should have all been doing this from the very beginning anyway. But when you're young, you think you've got forever, don't you? We all do. I did. When you're a child, you don't know about being 40 and 50. What is that? That's like going to the moon. I mean, that's 40 and 50. What is that? You know, you can't imagine it. But then you do eventually come to this point where you have to start looking at your life and evaluating your life and evaluating what you've done with your life, right? That's not to scare you. It's just to kind of make you hone in with a bit more of a laser focus on the purpose and intent of your life. What are you supposed to be doing? Sometimes we might not know, and some people have been very, I call them fortunate from the child. I know I want to be a doctor. I want to be a veterinarian. I want to be whatever. I want to be a surgeon. I want to be an actor. I want to be an actress. Some people have known from day one what they've always wanted to be. I wasn't one of those children. I wish I was, but I wasn't one of those people. I discovered at the age of, it was actually 46, I discovered that I loved acting. I had no clue. Never did I have a clue that I had a love of acting. It's only when I set foot on the film set, immediately I knew this is what I want to do. But it's taken all this time, right? But I'm doing it now. So there are things that you can still start to do now. Don't let your age put you off. Like I say, they're still achievable. Then you should start doing those things now. Yeah. Don't make any excuses. I don't mean that in a judgmental way, but for example, let's just say you want to travel, yeah? Okay, even in this COVID era, there are still some countries you can still travel to. You just have to take a pre-COVID test to make sure you're clear to travel. And on the way back, you probably need to go into quarantine, depending on where it is you've gone, right? What's stopping you from traveling? Is it that you don't have enough money? If you don't have enough money, start saving. Start saving for that. I mean, if you wanted to travel the world, well, maybe start with a country that's a lot closer to you, that isn't as expensive. I mean, it would probably be, cheaper to travel to, I don't know, to Greece than it would be to travel to Dubai. You know what I'm saying? But go with what your budget can allow for now. Do it. Don't let anything hold you back. If it's finances and you don't have enough money, start saving. Or if you look at your finances, you can still travel to someone that's a lot closer to you. So like you can, you don't have to worry about money that much. You know what I mean? If it's like, for example, you want to go to acting school, you can still go to acting school because you need actors of all ages. It's not just a province of the youth. It's not just for teenagers. People need to play mothers, grandmothers, or seasoned people, doctors, or somebody who's been around, who's really full of wisdom and knows what's what. You know what I mean? You need people like that, whatever it is, whatever the top 5 things are that you'd regret not achieving, have a sit down between now and the weekend and start planning how you can realistically accomplish those things. You'll find that where there's a will, there literally, really and truly is a way. You can do it. You can. And when you live purposefully and focused like that, you'll find you're able to accomplish so much more. There's this one YouTuber I still do follow actually. Her name's her channel's called Debra Eve TV. And I remember in the earlier days, one thing I noticed about her immediately, she was always making a list of things that she needs to get done. She was always very focused, right, I need to get this, and this done. She made sure she packed as much as she possibly could in her day. Now she's admitting that she sometimes tries to do a bit too much. And like she's always she was stressing herself about all these lists. And like, if I don't get this done, this is going to happen. But the point I'm making is she was very purposeful about her day, very intentional about the things that she needed to get done each day. Okay. Now, I'm not saying go overboard, but start being deliberate and focused. Okay, I want to do this. So in order to do this, what do I need to do to accomplish that? And start making a list of the steps that you need to take in order to accomplish these 5 things. And then simply set about doing them. Because now you have a focus. You're driven by a vision. You're driven by purpose. And it makes you're not wasting time each day. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're in your 40s doesn't mean that, it's all over. Do you know what I'm saying? How can it even mean that? Of course, that's not what it means. I just find that when you have like these momentous birthdays or these momentous milestones, use them as an occasion to evaluate your life and see, are you focused on doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Ask yourself that question. With me, going forward, for possibly the next 2 years, I've said to myself, I am not going to help or get involved with anything that is not in line with where I'm going to be going. I'm not going to do it. The reason is, for many years, I've given a lot of my time to a lot of people, and I've helped them build their vision. I've helped do something to establish their vision. And mine was just languishing on the back burner because my effort, energies was for helping these people. Now, I'm not saying I regret it. I'm saying I didn't use wisdom. If all of my energy or a significant amount of my energy, brain power and time is being used to help these people for free, I might add, that doesn't leave much time for me to now focus on what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And these individuals cannot help me in any way, shape, or form with what it is I'm trying to accomplish. Do you understand? I have the skill set to help me with their vision, but they do not have the skill set to help me with mine. So that's not really a very intelligent trade-off. I wasn't getting paid for it or anything. So just pure voluntary work. But I suffered for that because now, after the time I've given to them, I've now got to find more time still to do what I was actually supposed to be doing in the first place. And the thing with trying to build anything, you have to focus on it. You have to start saying no to a lot of things that you ordinarily would have said yes to. You're just going to have to. And what I've made myself do now is, like, unless I'm getting paid for it, or it is directly going towards helping me establish myself in the vision that I see for my life, I'm turning it all down. I've got to turn it all down. I've got to draw the line somewhere. Otherwise, how am I going to accomplish what I need to accomplish? There's only one of me. I can't give my time away to help establish other people's visions and neglecting mine. I can't give my time away to help build other people's purposes and neglecting mine. That's not wisdom. So that's something I am definitely not going to do again. But certainly for the next 2 years is pedal to the metal, focus, 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 focus. That sounds really harsh, but I've got to draw the line, because if you keep giving and giving and giving and giving, people keep taking and taking and taking and taking, because they're assuming you won't be given if you didn't have it to give. Living a purposeful life means that you don't get pulled aside to things that don't matter, for want of a better word. It's important to individual, but is it essential that you need to sort that out for them? I mean, if you weren't around, they'd have to find a way to get it sorted out anyway, right? Some way, somehow, that thing would be accomplished. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. It's just that they're used to coming to you. But if you remove yourself from the picture, they'll have to find someone else to go to. Let that be the case. You focus on what it is you're supposed to be doing. And I'll check in periodically and let you know what it is I'm doing. And I'll let you know once it's accomplished. I'm a big believer in not speaking things out before it's time. So once I've done it, I will let you know. But that's my focus. I know what my 5 things are. I'm kind of doing all of them right here, right now anyway. But in order to really bring to fruition, I've got to really focus, and I can't have any external distractions prevent me from doing that. So be purposeful, be focused on what it is you're supposed to be doing, and you will find that any anxiety or trepidation you might feel about your age will start to leave you, because you're living intentionally. Use your age as a reason to really spur you on into doing the things that you really want to do. Let that be your motivator. Let that be the driving force behind what you're doing. But don't fear it. And there are loads of people who've found their second wind or found their calling way late in life. If you haven't already, check out a site called Late Bloomers. I'll get the information. I'll link it in the description box. This is not sponsored. I think you'll find it'll really help you with the understanding of age. Age is literally nothing but a number, yeah? Yes, our bodies can also say, no, it's more than a number, but still, you can accomplish many, many, many things later on in life. Some people, we never heard of them until later on in life. Do you know what I mean? So don't think that because you're no longer 20, you can't still be capable of doing tremendous things. Sometimes it's because of your age, you are capable of doing tremendous things. It just depends on what your viewpoint is and how you look at it. We've got to start looking at things the right way. Particularly in the West, age isn't celebrated. It's something to play down or deny. But celebrate everything about you, man. Not everybody gets to see these years that we are seeing. Not everybody gets to live this long. So don't spend any of it hiding away or being ashamed of it. Celebrate it. Celebrate your life. You know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. What you do with it is up to you, but it is a blessing. Yeah? So I do hope that's encouraged you. I do hope that's motivated you. If you like, I'd really like you to do that actually. If you know what your top 5 things are, maybe list 1 or 2 of them down that you're going to really focus on getting accomplished within the next however long it will take you to accomplish those things. So we can encourage each other. That'd be really cool. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, I keep saying it, please remember to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you are more than welcome to join this family. Even if you're not in your 40s, you are more than welcome to subscribe and be a part of this channel. Please like and leave a comment and follow me on my social media, which I'll link below, and we can keep catching up with each other. So thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and enjoy the day. Bye-bye.